Streaming from the 22 News Broadcast Center. This is 22 News at 4 p.m. Digital Edition.
Hey, good Wednesday afternoon. I'm Nick Oresko, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. Top stories in just a moment. But first, another day of summer-like temperatures, and in summer-like fashion, we have the potential for some more storms later this evening and tonight. More on that. 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Brian Lapis with weather and a traffic update.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't checked the record high for today, so I'll do that and get back to you. But we're going to be in the neighborhood of that with temperatures that are already in the mid-80s. And traffic seems to be cooperating right now. The usual slowdowns on either end of 291, but otherwise 91 is looking pretty good, and the Pike looks okay as well. Temperatures. Mid-80s, 84, Westfield, Northampton, 80 in Greenfield, 85, Springfield, 78 in Orange, and we're close to 80 in the Berkshires as well. And we've been kind of waiting on radar here for some scattered showers, and there have been just to our north, a few in southern Vermont and southern New Hampshire, but otherwise not much materializing here. We are expecting, with that said, there's a little shower right now over the greater Ludlow, Wilbraham area. But with that said, the chance for some scattered showers through the evening hours and into the overnight hours, and another chance for showers here tomorrow. Another warm day tomorrow. We'll track it with our 22 News Storm Team forecast.
We have an update now on Tuesday's fire at an industrial facility in Ludlow. Investigators with the State Fire Marshal's office believe the Wyoming Street blaze may have been sparked by embers or ash from a planned burn at Westover Air Reserve Base. That's according to Jake Wark, a spokesperson for the State Department of Fire Services. Officials say Wildland firefighters were conducting a prescribed burn Tuesday afternoon when it briefly spread beyond its boundaries, burning vegetation and materials near the fence line. No injuries or damage to the base were reported, and crews stayed on scene to put out any hotspots. Voters in South Hadley took to the polls for the town's annual election Tuesday. Unofficial totals show both proposed tax overrides failing. Question 1A, which would have raised $9 million over 4 years, is losing with more than 58% voting no. Question 1B, a proposal to raise $11 million over 5 years, is also failing. Voters rejected a non-binding question on building a new electric light department headquarters. There were also contested races for Select Board, with Priscilla Marion and Kevin Hennessy winning seats in the four-way race. In the contested race for Housing Authority, incumbent John Duda defeated his challenger with a 5-year term. And also in South Hadley, hundreds of students from South Hadley High School walked out of class this morning in response to yesterday's no votes. An email sent to parents by South Hadley High School Principal Elizabeth Wood said an estimated 95% of students participated in this morning's walkout. Wood said staff were present at the school's exits, reminding students this was not a school-sanctioned event. Some students returned to class after the walkout, while others marched to Town Hall. The school's superintendent said while emotions are high, the district does not support students leaving during school hours. Registered nurses at Baystate Franklin Medical Center have voted to authorize a possible strike. The Massachusetts Nurses Association said 98% of nurses backed the move amid ongoing contract negotiations with Baystate Health. The vote does not mean a strike will happen, but it does allow union leaders to call a 1 to 3 day strike if talks back down, with a required 10-day notice. Nurses have also filed an unfair labor practice complaint, claiming staffing proposals could put patient care at risk. Baystate Health released a statement to 22 News, reading in part, quote, "We recently began mediation with the Federal Mediation and Conciliation Service, and our ongoing bargaining sessions have continued to be productive." Do we have an update, Brian, on the record high?
Oh, I forgot to check it. I completely forgot. I was more concerned about that shower that popped up over Palmer within like the last 5 minutes.
So tonight at 5.
Yeah. Or maybe at the end when I do the
Yeah, we
traffic
got
at the
some
end.
time.
I'll double check.
Yeah, we'll have to remind you.
Wow. All right, here we go. You can see here it's actually in a very inconvenient spot, but there is one lone shower over Palmer, right along the Mass Pike. It has kind of blossomed here over the last 15 to 20 minutes. So scattered showers, thunderstorm, certainly a possibility with the afternoon warmth and humidity. So keep that in mind. If you have evening plans, keep an eye on the radar. We're not expecting much. Isolated showers through about 9, 10 o'clock. And then by 11 o'clock, this round of thunderstorms comes through. Here it is at 11 p.m. Batch of thunderstorms moving through between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. tomorrow. Could be some gusty winds with those storms and obviously some downpours. And then tomorrow, another day that will feel a lot like today. Mixture of sun and clouds and the chance for an isolated shower here and there, especially in the afternoon. As you can see here on the Skycast, not much showing, but there is that potential. We'll track weather into the weekend on 22 News starting at 5.
It's an important night for the Springfield Thunderbirds. If they win tonight, they'll make the Calder Cup playoffs. This would mark the second consecutive year that the T-Birds could qualify. Springfield currently sits in the 6th and final playoff spot in the Atlantic Division, with Lehigh Valley sitting 2 points behind them. T-Birds head coach Steve Ott says while tonight is important, the entire process leading up to this point has been crucial. Puck drop from the Mass Mutual Center is at 7:05. Are you looking for a new furry friend? The MSPCA has you covered with their statewide adopt-a-thon. It's called Find Your Best Bud and will run from Friday through Saturday. At the event, there's over 100 dogs in need of a home, and they can be adopted without a fee. Several of the organization's shelters across the state are participating. Here in Western Massachusetts, you can bring home your new furry friend from the Thomas J. O'Connor Animal Control and Adoption Center in Springfield, as well as the Berkshire Humane Society. Tonight on 22 News, starting at 5 o'clock, officials in Pittsfield are voting on whether to close the Morningside Elementary School. We'll break down both sides of that debate and the next steps if the vote goes through. Plus, after the state Senate considered an environmental bond bill today, our State House reporter explains how the bill protects communities here in the western part of the state. And a 91-year-old former state representative is being honored in Springfield. We'll share his legacy. Brian?
Record high for this date, Nick, 87, set in 1941, so we're kind of close. Traffic in terms of our evening commute, just kind of getting underway. There's a backup on the end of 291, actually on either end of 291 where it merges with the Pike and I-91. Otherwise, no major problems, so that certainly is good news. Could be a couple of scattered showers for the evening commute, and also our chances for showers continue through the end of the week. We'll update those chances on 22 News starting at 5.
And updates anytime, wwlp.com, the free 22 News app, and always on 22 News Plus. We'll see you tonight, starting at 5.